There's a message circulating right now that if you're uncomfortable in your relationship, you should just leave. If you're questioning, leave. If you're triggered, leave. If you're not being perfectly seen, leave. And sometimes, yes, leaving is necessary and the wisest thing to do. But what if growth doesn't always require exit? What if sometimes growth is internal first? This past week, I spoke with a woman who felt like she was living in a constant loop. One moment, he's emotionally unavailable. I deserve better. He never considers me. And then the next, he's just stressed. He's gone through so much trauma in his life. He has so much potential. Her mind was bouncing between two extremes. And the more she tried to solve him, the more she lost herself. Everyone around her had advice. AI had advice. Her friends had advice. Therapists had advice. And almost all of it pointed to leave. So I asked her a different question. Not is he good or bad? Not is he toxic? But what do you want? Not from him, but from you. Do you want to grow here? Do you want to grow somewhere else? And she paused because no one had really asked her that. Here's what I see over and over again. Women believe growth must come with destruction. If I grow, something must die. And sometimes that's really true. But sometimes what needs to end is the version of you that overfunctions, the version of you that peace keeps, the version of you that collapses, the version of you that abandons herself. Growth does not always require you to leave a particular relationship. Sometimes it requires you to stop leaving yourself inside that relationship. That is a completely different journey. And in all honesty, it's uncomfortable because when you stop overfunctioning, the dynamics change. When you stop and begin to regulate instead of react, the pattern completely shifts. When you stop making him the villain and start asking who you're becoming, you grow. And sometimes the relationship rises with you. Sometimes it falls away. But either way, you are no longer spinning. Most women in this loop are not actually in toxic relationships. They are in dysregulated nervous systems. Stress amplifies everything. Fear distorts our perception. Fight or flight turns discomfort into catastrophe. Yet when you regulate, you see clearly, and clarity does not scream. It feels steady. And from steadiness, we can actually make wise choices, not from panic, not from ego, and not from shame, but from strength. In the Phoenix method, we don't rush decisions. We don't push women to burn down their lives. We regulate first. We remember the voice within us, and we rise through ritual. And then we choose from power. Sometimes women stay in their relationships, sometimes they leave. But regardless, they are no longer reacting, they are creating. And that is so very different. You don't have to leave to grow, but you do have to return to yourself. So if you're in that space right now, before you make a big decision, ask, am I growing or am I spinning? Am I choosing or am I reacting? Growth does not require chaos. Sometimes it simply requires courage and steadiness. I'll see you next Sunday. Oh, P.S. If you want support finding that steadiness, the Phoenix Method enrollment opens April 2nd, and you can find the link below.